Morning everyone. This next video is literally going to talk for a very short couple of minutes in relation to process and how the process of a physical face-to-face mediation is very similar in a remote mediation. And when I say very similar, I mean it's effectively exactly the same, it's just taking place in a remote platform. So what usually happens in a mediation? Well, to answer that, every mediation is completely different. Every set of parties is completely different. Every dispute is completely different. The dynamics involved, the personalities involved, the legal issues involved. So to say that there's a particular hard, set and fast process that happens at every mediation would be me telling fibs, because every mediation is different. What can happen is a variety of different things. First of all, parties arrive and meet with their legal teams in the usual way, and on a remote platform that would be the same. In relation to what then happens is that the parties can have a discussion with me. We talk about what mediation is, what we're there to do, what my role is, what the parties' role is. The parties' roles are, so that we can generally flesh out what the day is going to look like in general terms, and we'll talk about the process. And part of the process might be that everybody gets together, and that's absolutely fine if everybody's on board with that and everybody's going to use it as a productive session to achieve something from it. And I talk a lot with parties about that in advance of the mediation and at the mediation itself. And that can happen first thing, it can happen midday, it can happen mid-afternoon, it can happen not at all. And I'm very open to just seeing how the day goes with parties about that. In a remote setting, I am able to do that and get everybody together on the same screen so everybody can see each other if we all agree that that's going to be absolutely necessary. Alternatively, the parties might just stay in their own rooms all day with their own legal team, and I work between the rooms. Physically, that would mean I'd be walking from one office to another office or one room to another room to be able to do that. Remotely, that means I'm logging into one room and logging into another room, and my face would pop up as I enter the room. And it might be that the parties and the lawyers just stay in that remote room for the entire day. It might be that I need to get lawyers together for whatever reason, and so then I have the facilities to be able to do that, to bring lawyers into their own private room to have a conversation away from the parties. It might be that the parties need to get together on their own, and again, the facility is there in the remote forum to do that. And what's really important is that the people attending mediation don't need to worry about this. They don't need to worry about what button to press, how to do it, or anything like that. It's all up to me to manage that. And I can move people from room to room as and when we agree. And that's again something to remember, that mediation is voluntary. Nobody is going to be forced to do anything that they don't want to do. And in the usual way during a physical mediation that we would address that, we would also do the same in a remote mediation. I would talk to you about why I think a particular thing should happen, and you would talk to me about how you're feeling about that. And I wouldn't force anything to happen. I would simply guide and engage with you about why I think you should go and do a certain thing, why I should potentially get people together in a room. So I hope that alleviates any concerns about how the process might work in relation to a remote mediation. And just to finish off, in relation to signing an agreement, that can be done in various ways. I have the facilities to send out the agreement for everybody to sign electronically. Alternatively, there's the option for email, for people to email it between themselves, print it off, sign it and scan it back in. Whatever people feel comfortable with, we can work around it, and I do work around it, and we find a way to do it. So I hope that helps with how the process works, and any questions as usual, please just drop me a line. Thank you.